Hello. Did you know that maps were invented earlier than writing? The earliest images of the surrounding lands were discovered among the petroglyphs, rock paintings, made by ancient people thousands of years ago. It was crucial for them to navigate the terrain, to know the locations of hunting and fishing areas, settlements, migration routes, and more.
At the very least, to know how to find home.
Furthermore, it was important for people to understand not only what lay beyond the nearest hill or forest, but also how the world functioned as a whole. People often illustrated their understanding and perceptions of the world structure on maps.
What intricate beings they are!
Today, I will share with you some ancient maps. The oldest known map of the world, the 7th to 8th centuries BC, was discovered during excavations in Mesopotamia. In its center lies Babylon, through which the Euphrates River flows. Nearby are the regions and cities of Urartu, Assyria, and Susa. The Bitter River, sea or ocean, encircles the lands illustrated on this map. Beyond it are several islands marked with triangles. The upper, northern, island is a dark land, where the sun is not visible. To the left, in the west, is an island where a winged bird does not nest, possibly a desert. To the right, in the east, is the land where a horned bull lives and attacks a stranger. On the back of the tablet, you can read the tale of the god Marduk, who defeated the goddess of the world ocean, Tiamat, and created from her body the sky, the earth, and two great rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates. The map of the ancient Greek geographer Hecataeus of Miletus resembles the Babylonian one. The ocean encircles the earth, which is divided into three parts, Europe, Asia, and Libya, as Africa was often referred to in ancient times. In the center, of course, is Greece. On medieval European maps, the inhabited world is often illustrated as encircled by the world ocean. It comprises three regions: Europe, Africa, and Asia, separated by the Mediterranean and Red Seas. This world layout is rooted in the biblical narrative of the division of the world among the sons of Noah. Recall that Noah was the man, who preserved his family and a pair of each animal species during the Great Flood. As he aged, he allocated the world among his sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth. This is the Ebstorf map, created in the 13th century at the Benedictine monastery of Ebstorf in northern Germany. On a vast square measuring over 3.5 meters on each side, there are hundreds of illustrations depicting cities, animals, and mythical creatures, along with over 1,600 inscriptions. The earth is represented as the body of Christ. The head of Christ at the top of the map symbolizes the east. The Garden of Eden, where the first humans, Adam and Eve, resided, is also depicted. Hands, with palms facing the viewer, are positioned in the north and south. And legs are illustrated at the bottom of the map, representing the west. In the center of the map lies the city of Jerusalem, a sacred site for all Christians. In the lower left corner, the map also features Belarusian territories, including the Dnieper and Dwina rivers, the city of Polotsk. The fate of the Ebstorf map is tragic. Its original was destroyed in 1943 during the bombing of Hanover. Several copies made in the 19th century have survived.
Were there maps in ancient times that helped people navigate during their travels?
Of course. In ancient Rome, a vast network of roads was constructed, connecting all parts of the expansive empire. Merchants transported goods along these routes, while couriers delivered letters to every corner of the empire, and both troops and peaceful travelers traversed them. A medieval copy of the Peutinger Table, created in the Roman Empire no later than the 5th century AD, has survived to this day. The scroll, approximately 7 meters long, illustrates cities, crossings, sources of drinking water, pilgrimage centers, and other landmarks, all linked by Roman roads. While it may be challenging to visualize the layout of the inhabited Earth from the Peutinger Table, it contains valuable information for ancient travelers. Here, we see roads in France, in Alemannia, present-day Germany, the city of Rome, Constantinople, now Istanbul, as well as an island in the Black Sea, which, according to ancient Greek legends, was created by the goddess Thetis to bury her son Achilles, who perished in the Trojan War. The modern name is Snake Island. In the 13th to 16th centuries, nautical charts known as portolans were widely used. They primarily illustrated ports, bays, coastal cliffs, shoals, rivers, and other features significant to sailors. Now, you can see the oldest surviving portolan, the Pisa map, which dates back to 1290. It clearly displays the grid of rhums, directions relative to the cardinal points, determined with the aid of a compass. One of the most renowned portolans is the Catalan Atlas, 1375. It comprises 12 sheets of parchment. The first 2 sheets contain texts dedicated to the structure of the earth and the surrounding space, along with practical advice for sailors. The remaining sheets feature a portolan map of the world known to Europeans at that time, Europe, North Africa, and most of Asia. In addition to the essential information for navigation, this map includes a lot of information of varying reliability about countries, peoples, and their rulers, as well as biblical and contemporary history, flora, fauna, and more. Let's examine another portolan, the Piri Reis map. The admiral of the Turkish fleet, Hadji Muhiddin Piri ibn Hadji Mehmed, is renowned for his precise and detailed navigational maps of the Mediterranean Sea. In 1513, he produced a world map, a fragment of which has survived to this day. It illustrates the southern section of the Atlantic Ocean, encompassing the Iberian Peninsula, Western Africa, the Caribbean islands, and the eastern coast of South America. Some researchers believe that this map depicts the coast of Antarctica, despite the fact that this continent was discovered only 300 years later, in 1820. In ancient times, people believed that the seas and oceans concealed many dangerous monsters. Let's take a closer look at the old map of Northern Europe, Carta Marina, 1539, created by the Swedish diplomat and writer Olaf Magnus. On this map, you can observe many intriguing and very real details. People hunt, fight, and trade with each other. In the lower right corner of this map, we see the city of Vilnius, ships laden with goods sailing along the river to the sea, and the king Sigismund the Old seated on his throne. It also depicts fictional creatures, a multi-eyed porpoise, malevolent whales threatening sailors, a sea serpent attacking a ship, a kraken, a giant sea monster with features of a squid or octopus, and a walrus, as well as a mysterious creature with the head of an owl. In 1482, the German cartographer Nicolaus Germanus created the Ptolemaic map. It features a grid of parallels and meridians. In his work, Germanus used the Latin translation of the treatises by the most renowned geographer of antiquity, Claudius Ptolemy. Ptolemy asserted that any geographical feature on the Earth can be accurately represented on a map using coordinates, specifically the values of latitude, parallels, and longitude, meridians. He successfully determined the coordinates of numerous settlements in Europe, Asia, and North Africa. And now you see a world map created by the remarkable Flemish geographer and cartographer Gerard Mercator. It closely resembles modern maps, as the so-called Mercator projection is frequently employed in their creation. This method displays the globe on a flat surface, preserving angles and shapes of objects, while sizes are accurate only at the equator. The closer a geographical object is to the poles, the more its dimensions on the map diverge from reality. Mercator's friend and colleague, Abraham Ortelius, was the first to compile and publish a geographical atlas in 1570. Let's browse through this atlas. On its pages, we find maps of continents, individual countries, including Poland. This map also features many modern Belarusian cities and towns, such as Slonim, Kapel, and Rajanka. You can explore the geography of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania in greater detail through the Radzivill map of 1613. This map was created at the behest of Prince Nicholas Christopher Radzivill, the Orphan, one of the most notable statesmen of the late 16th to early 17th centuries. It features over 1,000 settlements, more than 300 of which are located in present-day Belarus. The map schematically illustrates castles and temples, so numerous that it is easy to see why Belarus was referred to as the country of castles in earlier times. Unfortunately, history is ruthless. Today, only this 400-year-old map keeps the memory of most of them alive. It is interesting that the Radzivill map was first printed in Amsterdam by the Dutch cartographer and publisher Willem Janszoon. In 1617, he also published a map of America, which includes Florida. And in conclusion of my short story, I would like to show you several intriguing maps. The theologian and geographer Heinrich Bunting illustrated on his maps, Europe, as a queen, Asia, as the winged horse Pegasus, and the entire world, in the shape of a trefoil. The same symbol appears on the coat of arms of Bunting's hometown, Hanover. During the 16th to 17th centuries, the Netherlands fought a liberation war for independence from Spanish rule. On the maps of that era, the rebellious provinces, Flanders, Holland, Luxembourg, and others, are depicted as a formidable lion wielding a sword in its paws. On this map from 1648, only one of the provinces, Holland, is portrayed as a lion with a sword. Here is a whimsical map, angling in troubled waters, illustrating the political turmoil in Europe on the eve of the 20th century. Lastly, I want to thank my best friend, Google's AI assistant, Gemini, that created some of the pictures for this short story. As well as Wikipedia, an inexhaustible source of information about everything in the world, including maps.
What's next?
Please, subscribe, like, comment, and share our videos. Thanks all who support our channel. The links are below, in the description.